China says it will send humans to the moon in 2030. But what if that's not the whole story? What if construction has already begun, not on the side we can see, but on the dark side of the moon? There is no official confirmation, no images, no public evidence. But history suggests something unsettling. China is known for one thing above all else: long-term planning. In 2014, the Chinese government announced that it would build its own space station by 2022. At the time, scientists around the world dismissed the claim. They said the timeline was unrealistic. But in 2022, China unveiled the Tiangong space station, fully operational, exactly on schedule. Since then, China has maintained a constant human presence in low Earth orbit, rotating crews without interruption. This is not a country that announces projects it cannot finish. So when China says it plans to land humans on the moon by 2030, many experts are no longer laughing. Since 2013, China has been quietly conducting lunar missions. In 2024, it became the first and only nation to collect samples from the far side of the moon. This is the side permanently hidden from Earth. No direct line of sight. No Earth-based observation. A perfect place for research and for secrecy. The far side of the moon has long fascinated scientists, but it also raises questions. Why prioritize the one place no one can easily monitor? Around the same time, something else began happening. China started testing construction materials. Not on Earth, but in space. In 2024, experimental bricks were sent into orbit. These were not ordinary materials. They had a resistance of 100 megapascals, twice as strong as the most durable concrete used on Earth. For comparison, standard construction materials rarely exceed 50 megapascals. These samples were exposed to extreme radiation, violent temperature shifts, in the harsh vacuum of space. They were left untouched for an entire year. In November 2025, results were released. The bricks showed no structural damage, no degradation, no instability, which raises an obvious question. Why test construction materials if construction is still decades away? Transporting bricks from Earth to the moon would be inefficient. China already has a solution. Instead of transporting materials, they plan to transport a 3D printer. This printer would use lunar dust as raw material, powered by solar energy, completely self-sustaining. In theory, this allows permanent construction on the moon without constant resupply from Earth. The technology exists. The tests are complete. The only missing piece is confirmation of when it will be used. In 2025, China and Russia announced a partnership. Together, they plan to build a nuclear power plant on the moon, scheduled for completion around 2035. Officially, it is meant to power the International Lunar Research Station, or ILRS. According to project leaders, the station will support scientific research. But nuclear infrastructure is rarely built without long-term strategic intent. Energy means permanence, and permanence changes everything. NASA plans to return humans to the moon by 2027, 3 years before China's official timeline. But there is uncertainty. NASA has faced repeated budget cuts, government shutdowns, and mission delays. If the 2027 mission is postponed, both nations could arrive at the moon at nearly the same time. And unlike NASA, China has a history of meeting its deadlines. There is no evidence that China has already begun construction on the moon. At least, None that we can see. But history shows that some projects begin long before they are announced. And if construction has already started, it would be happening in the only place we cannot observe, the dark side of the moon.